Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Time for Tidbit Tuesdays. So, with all the upcoming changes coming, I'm sure a lot more people are going to ask me that have their own businesses about group coverage. So, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Most people, when they're saying, oh, I know I can save money by doing a group plan, because when I had employer coverage before, it was really inexpensive. So, two things here. One, was your employer a large employer? Because if they were, rates are based on the number of people on the plan, ages, and the number of people. So the more younger people you have in the plan, the lower the benefits can be, because we can do what we call a composite rating, where the cost is averaged, the average age is averaged, and that's how they base the premium. We could do age rated, but I generally don't recommend that unless it's a husband-wife only group, because usually one is older and will go to Medicare first, and it makes sense to do it that way. But if you work for a large employer, even an employer that had 10 employees, you're thinking about what came out of your paycheck. So your employer, as an employer, they are required to pay 50% of the cost of the lowest plan they offer. So generally, a lot of employers will have an HMO and PPO options. They'll pay half of the HMO option. You can apply that money to the PPO, but the employee's paying up. Some employers pay more than 50%. I had someone that worked for Dell, large employer. Their monthly cost for health insurance was $30. Seriously. Dell paid a huge portion of their premium. So, of course, they're shocked when they leave their employer. But that's usually the misconception people have, is they're going to save so much money. Well, if you own your own business, you're paying 100% of the premium. And if you only have you and your spouse, or you and one or two other employees, it's under 5. It is not going to be inexpensive. It's just not. And sometimes for those people, if you qualify for a subsidy, Marketplace does make sense. But again, with all those changes, who knows if you're going to qualify for a subsidy anymore. So keep that in mind when you're thinking that employer plans are cheaper, because they're not, unless you're a really big employer or you're not the employer and you're only paying the employee portion and you're not having to pay the employer portion too. So if you're offering, I'm going to give you another example. If you have 5 employees, including yourself, obviously you're paying 100% of your premium. You're paying 50% of the employee's premium. You're not saving any money. You're paying more, a lot more, because now you have to offer coverage to the other employees. We have a participation requirement of 80%. Unless they have other coverage, then that doesn't count against you. But a small employer like that, if we really need 4 people, and if 4 out of the 5 are taking the coverage, you're on the hook for 50% of the other 3 employees plus 100% of yourself. You can do the math. That is not going to be cheaper than having your own plan. It's unfortunate, but if you want to give your employee benefits, that's fine. But I'm talking about here where people think if they just form a group, then they're going to save a ton of money, and unfortunately, that's just not the case. We'll see what other options become available. Again, I'm going to be going to all these different trainings and stuff starting probably September. I know I'm going to a conference next month to see what's going to be out there, what's in the market. I'm always on the hunt for something that would benefit my clients, not break the bank, and provides good coverage. Networks are important now. So keep that in mind. I'm happy to have a conversation with you. It's unfortunate I really won't know much until the last week in October, is when plans are released for me to window shop, which means I can see them, but I can't enroll you. So if you get on my calendar, tell me your criteria in October, then I can certainly get you on my list as soon as plans are available. Shoot that out to you. If you really, really want a group plan, Again, October, get on my calendar because then I can run those quotes. They'll have that pricing on the group side probably in October that we can do a January 1 effective date. So we'll just explore it and see what we can come up with. So until next week, peace out.